Welcome to The Explainer. If you're seriously focused on building a rock-solid financial future, you have absolutely come to the right place. I want you to picture a sleek, matte black dashboard with glowing emerald accents. That's the exact vibe we're going for today. Think of this session as the ultimate high-tech map for your money. We're going to completely clear away the confusion and map out exactly where your cash should go to work for you.
Okay, let's dive into this. Because let's be honest here, when you first sit down and try to figure out where your savings should actually go, it feels like you're drowning in this overwhelming alphabet soup of financial jargon, right? IRAs, 401ks, HSAs. It is entirely normal for beginners to feel completely paralyzed by all these options. But don't worry, we are going to cut right through all that noise today.
I want you to think of our agenda today like a glowing glass menu board at a high-end restaurant, not some dry list of chores. First, we'll check out the wealth building menu, then our core retirement accounts, followed by the HSA secret weapon. After that, we'll look at flexibility and safety, education savings plans, and finally, your financial roadmap.
All right, starting with Section 1, the wealth building menu.
Before we even look at a single account, we need to establish a crucial ground rule. Not every account is going to be relevant to your life right now, and that is perfectly okay. Just picture these as floating glass cards. You only need to grab the ones that fit your personal situation. It's exactly like sitting down at that nice restaurant we talked about. You don't order literally every single appetizer and main course on the menu, right? You just pick the combination that satisfies you. So please treat this as a flexible menu to pick from, definitely not a mandatory checklist.
Moving right along to Section 2, core retirement accounts. These are your foundational staples. First up on our list is the 401k. This is an employer-sponsored retirement account. And the magic word here, the thing you really need to listen for, is match. If your employer offers a matching contribution, this is almost always the very first place your extra money should go. Why? Well, because an employer match is literally free money. Think about it. If they offer to match your contributions up to 5% of your salary and you just don't take it, you are literally leaving part of your own compensation sitting on the table. Always, always capture that free money first.
Next up, we have individual retirement accounts, or IRAs. Now, with a Roth IRA, you contribute after-tax money, meaning you've already paid taxes on it, but then it grows completely tax-free forever. The traditional IRA, that's the exact mirror image. Your contributions are often tax-deducted right now, but you pay taxes way down the line when you withdraw the funds. It brilliantly illustrates the ultimate financial choice. Do you want to pay your taxes right now, or do you want to pay them later?
Which brings us to Section 3, the HSA secret weapon. This one is absolutely the chef special on our menu, and it's the one people sleep on the most.
Yep, we are talking about the Health Savings Account, or HSA. Now, before we get into the absolute superpowers of this account, let's clarify the catch right up front. To be eligible to even contribute to an HSA, you generally must be enrolled in a high-deductible health plan. So, okay, this won't be on the menu for everybody. But it turns out, if you do actually qualify, this account can do some truly incredible things.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the legendary triple tax advantage. Check this out. First, your money goes in pre-tax. Second, it grows completely tax-free. And third, when you withdraw it for qualified medical expenses, yep, that is tax-free too. It is literally the only account out there that lets you completely bypass taxes at all three stages.
But here is the truly amazing fact that makes the HSA an absolute stealth wealth tool. What happens if you're just naturally healthy and you don't actually have a lot of medical expenses? Well, after a certain age, which is currently 65, you can actually withdraw money from your HSA for non-medical reasons. No way, right? If you do that, it's just taxed like a normal traditional IRA. So you essentially get this secret secondary retirement account just hiding right there in plain sight. Let's move on to Section 4, flexibility and safety. Think of these as the modular add-ons of our menu, designed for different timelines and risk tolerances. Because retirement accounts have those strict rules we just talked about, we definitely need some flexible add-ons. First up is the taxable brokerage account. Think of this one as your wide-open sandbox. Now, there is no special tax treatment here, but there are also absolutely zero contribution limits and no pesky early withdrawal rules. It's just a highly flexible investment account. Basically, this is where your money goes when you've completely outgrown the contribution limits of your tax-advantaged accounts. Or, if you're investing for a medium-term goal that's going to happen way before you retire. Next is the High Yield Savings Account, or HYSA. Now, let's be super clear. This is not an investment account. You're not parking your cash here to get rich quick or to see some massive market growth. But this brilliantly illustrates exactly where your emergency fund should live. It is entirely about security, safety, and having instant accessibility to your money. When your car suddenly breaks down or your roof springs a leak, this account ensures you have the cash on hand immediately so you don't have to sell off your long-term investments in a panic.
All right, Section 5. Education Savings Plans. Let's see how this builds, for those of you planning for the next generation's future.
The primary tool here is the 529 plan. This is a tax-advantaged account that's generally used for education expenses. The money you put in grows tax-free, and as long as your withdrawals are used for qualified education expenses, like, say, college tuition, those withdrawals are completely tax-free too. But I really want to emphasize something here. This is only relevant if you are actually saving for a kid's tuition or, maybe your own personal further education. We're keeping the focus entirely on your actual needs today. So if you don't have kids and you aren't going back to school yourself, simply leave this one off your plate.
And that brings us to Section 6, your financial roadmap. Time to synthesize all this information and give you a concrete, chronological priority order.
So here is a commonly discussed logical flow for exactly how to route your cash. Step 1, absolutely always grab that employer match in your 401k. Never, ever leave free money behind. Step 2, look at maxing out an HSA if you qualify, or a Roth IRA, so you can lock in that incredible tax-free growth early. Step 3, go back and try to maximize your remaining workplace retirement accounts. And finally, Step 4, if you still have extra cash to invest after all of that, just let it overflow right into a flexible taxable brokerage account. Now you might be wondering, wait, where does the high-yield savings account fit into all those steps? Well, I want to reassure you that building your safety net is just a constant background process. Your emergency fund sits in parallel the entire time. It is not some massive hurdle you have to perfectly clear before you're quote-unquote allowed to start investing, right? You just fund your safety net alongside your other investments.
Let's definitively bust a massive myth right here, right now. The myth is that you need to actively juggle all 7 of these accounts to do personal finance right. The actual reality? You honestly only need to pick 2 or 3 that fit you perfectly and just use them consistently. Remember our golden rule from the very beginning? This is a menu, it is not a mandatory checklist. I promise you, consistency with just 2 accounts will always be being completely overwhelmed and paralyzed by trying to manage 7.
So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative question to think about. Which of these 7 accounts will you actually use to build your wealth? Look at your own life, pick your tools from the menu, and start building. And hey, make sure you subscribe to GrowV right now so you can actually learn how to become wealthy instead of just watching other people on the internet pretend to be rich. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.